Hello. Good morning, Nelson. How are you? Finally, I took my car to get worked on the bumper and I could not get it. So I drove this RAV4 and it has no phone holder. So I have to do the broadcast before I leave home and yeah, no phone holder. So I have to hold the phone in my hands and yeah. But I hope you're doing well. Morning, Richard. Yes. I hope you guys are doing well. Morning, Martha. Hope you're doing well. Morning, Abby. Morning, Jerome. Hope you guys are doing well. So there is a change in environment. I'm doing this broadcast from a different car, and I'm holding the phone. I'm sure you're asking yourselves why. Totally different. Yeah, the new view is a new car. My car is in the spray shop. They are spraying the bumpers, and I didn't want to make them do very shoddy quick work, so I left them with the car, and I drove the RAV4. Woo! Na yenywa. RAV4 giraba. Banange ne bwenjagala Corolla yange, you people. Let me love my Corolla. The other thing doesn't take fuel. You see, the sivuga moroka gauge negwayo eri wansi. Banange nene moroka yenywa. You can't. You want to see this one? Munjogerere. Liboro nevaamu. Nengula emmotoka empya nga terina seat rope. No, this RAV4 doesn't belong to me, but I can get it. It belongs to my mechanic. Kakati. So okujinona nenjivuga. Moroka yange, it's being sprayed. The bumpers don't look very nice, so I decided to let them work on it. Yani abadde one. Edwin si abadde kenyo. Good morning, Boaz. Salmin, good morning. Yeah. So the reason why I'm even timing belt. Kale mummereko bulijjo manyi nti temubiraba. So I have to do this broadcast from home. I'm holding the phone in my hands, yeah, because this car has no phone holder. Nja kwevaamu bantu mmwe ngule mmotoka. Nja kwevaamu ngule mmoro naye maani. Muleke Corolla yange ene mmotoka. RAV4. You people, if you drive a RAV4, you're wasting money. This RAV4 has a 3S engine, the same engine in the Ipsam. This RAV4 consumes fuel. Nze namanyira Corolla yange. I think you ku bintu ebinemeseza ogula moroka enda kati nze mbagula moroka ndala nyina gula moroka mpya. Ostegera ngesinga kuyanga obupya. Nga gisinga yingini empya. Ate kati yingi hiyo nataddemu mpya. Ostegera. This RAV4 has a 3S. It has a 3S. Monda bisiza Salmin naye nze sibalinaako buzibu. Mama Jerome baga nze sibalina nze nja kusiba seat rope yange naye mmwe kali akamoroka mukaleke. Eni modoka enywa. Mama nyabo. You see, the thing with these SUVs is that you're up. Tewali kirala. Kujjako okuba nti oli up. Tewali kirala. Saga yogera n'akamoroka kankali. Kali akamoroka mukaleke. Ka Corolla, funny lifestyle, good morning. Kali akamoroka mukaleke. Ekisooka kanywa bulungi. Kali comfortable. Tekafa. Kale kafa. Naye tekaga. The other Corolla, si ye moroka efana eganira ku bbala. Efo ovuga. nga bwe kuwarninga like me I'm sick now kyekyankomezaawo actually ewe kyekindwisiza n'okuva ewaka I have to go for an injection in the morning naye the thing it so happens that my Corolla it bees dead but when it's moving Corolla yange mugireke ate tenywa banange kino ekimotoka kinywa ate nga namu emotoka namu naye maama yenywa yaye eri nomo for you guys that are going to buy cars it's ideal that kanzigule uno oluggi neyongera okufuna ku right obano olwema bega but I think I only need that stuff. It's emotoka ejjudde tinti eno mugiraba okujjako enzigi enzigule ez'emabega zonna ziri mu tinti but anyway eno era eka kilomita egenda litegera kilomita 5 sigitegeera nalimu amafuta mayitirivu naye geje ine engeri gyegwa ate ng'obweddaka esi nteekamu katono nteekamu bwenzijamu eyange ne bwenvuga esi all the overnight Corolla mugireke sikyatunda kemuvuze mwene sikyatunda Corolla yange mugyesonyiwe njajja essawa n'abaana baligizanyiramu Corolla yange ate nga njagala etambulira kilomita 2 per litre kino ate lwafu eno simbi bannange ingini yayo nungi nnyo mwe nze ntya abantu abavuga RAV4 kati ezina enkade old model nze mbatya era luli twagitulamu n'omukyala wange n'afa n'agala sikyazi okufa in our language kuba kukivaako yali agalanga RAV4 naye yagivaako ne Arthur nkwagala nnyo omwana you open my eyes I mean Boaz. Good morning Antonio go wandi obubikubya bampa yange oba yali Edrin bampa nazirese kyekimvugisize ne moroka n'ennyo amafuta nange natumwe omuntu yenna avuga moroka sisi 12 kwambuka waggulu mumuveeko. Beams is definitely better Abe. Beams 2000 is a VVTi engine so it's definitely better. The 3S is EFI enywa chovola banjikaba nze Beams isali jikabye ne yeno gula Beams baba gula Beams kyogambe nnyo okusinga grand yes en RAV4 nnyo okusinga Mark II grand mwe bantu mmwe Corolla kankange ne mpapya abasajja balangi bakampa olwaleero zijja bisobola kati eno mugivuga olunaku olwokubiri mbuki mbasa sigenda kwavuwala bwavuwazi mbanja kwavuwala. Good morning guys. So today I want to talk about us being realistic. It's going to be a short broadcast because I'm holding the phone in my hand, but I couldn't miss the broadcast. So I want us to talk about being realistic. Omanyi, today I was watching this guy, he's called Senkai something, he's from CBS. And the video I was watching, he was saying there is a difference between knowing and understanding, okumanya n'okutegeera. Saaguze bumper Antonio. Na nkoze eri. Ogula bumper ndala. You know I used half the money for the bumper, just the bumper, to work on the front and rear bumper. Ile moroka gena kuba mpya. Aina jilese bagikola nga omuguluza ama. But mwe bagay. Anyway, this guy Senkai was talking about okumanya n'okutegeera. Like omuntu asobola okubeera nga amanyi nenga tategeera. Like someone can have knowledge but not the understanding. I shared the story of a professor who was his neighbor, who had a Prado TX and knew his car but did not understand how the car worked. Which take you this RAV4. This RAV4 is a 1998. Yeah. So and understanding and knowing, it's better to understand things than just knowing them. And I think in a way I have a little understanding of cars. And I've tried in my life, I've tried to explore all the avenues that you can make money through your car. Because I loved cars. When I was in senior one, there I was at my grandmother's house, and one of her friends, one of her friends visited. She was driving a Starlet, and I told my grandmother I'm going to buy a car. Tonzi jakumulawa msajja gwe. Ine miteji kaluba RAV4. But anyway, So I told her I'd buy a car. And from the first car that I bought, I remember my first chipina, it was a UAB. You call me and I can buy it back. It was a Corona chipina one UAB 155J. Mujikude UAB 155J. You find it anywhere, call me and I can buy it back. So and you know, when I had just bought that car, I was a student. I didn't really have that much money. So what I would do, I would go to innocent, very expensive on the bana ichinyo. So I would go to the Northern Bypass. When I was at campus in 2009 2010, I bought my car in 2010. So in 2010 the Northern Bypass had just been opened, so there were not so many taxis doing that route. So I would go to the Northern Bypass Kalerwe, and I would drive passengers from Kalerwe to Busega, then Busega to Boyogerere, then Boyogerere to Busega, like that. So I used to do what you would call some sort of taxi service. So I'll drive passengers. And I used to do this to find ways of making money through my car, because I really wanted to keep my car. I didn't want to give up on my car at any one moment because of fuel or because it was expensive to maintain. So that's one way I kept my car on the road, by making that small car money. And along the way, I started driving friends that are going to functions, going to burials. So you'd give me 100,000, I use fuel of 50, and then I take you guys and then I bring you back, and I can make like a 50K. So that's how I survived at campus with the car. And that's how some of the guys that have come from nothing and they have cars survive at campus. They use their cars to do stuff. So and that's how I survived. So along the way, I kept changing cars, and I from that car, I have never bought a car that didn't have to do anything. Now, I'm going to connect to there is no smoke without fire. So along the way, I will tell you, one of the cheapest car to maintain is the Chivina. Chivina moroka nyangu nyo ya kumira kubala. Very easy. It doesn't die. But you take it. Of course, it has timing belt issues like the 3S. Even this 3S engine has timing belt issues. Timing belt can out of the blue brake and all that. So along the way, I think I bought the Caldina. At campus, I had the Chivina, the Corona 190. It was manual. I bought it from my aunt. I bought it 3 million shillings. And 3 million shillings still quite some money today. Apparently, I had the 3 million shillings in 2010. So I bought it. Then I bought a Caldina. Now, I bought the Caldina when I was almost finishing campus. And when I was finishing campus, I had disco. I had a disco. I had 2 full ranges, 2 basses, freight case, and generator. So the Caldina, I bought it and I put a katanda up there. So the seats would go down. I put the full ranges and basses down the inside here. And then I put a freight case up there and generator. And then I'll drive wherever you wanted me to go. I'll take the disco. And then along the way, I bought a Kayongeza. And then I bought a Chukumi for resale. And along the way, the Caldina was small, so I bought a Dudu. Kept doing what I did, and then I bought another Dudu, and yeah. But all along, I've not bought a car that could not make money for me in one way or another. Why? Because I don't have a dream car anymore. I used to have dream cars, but I think with time, cars become ordinary. It doesn't matter what happens. I look at cars and I like them. I sit in comfortable cars and I like the comfort. But we all know that with time, the comfort becomes ordinary for you. Like when I built my first house, it was a small house, but my God, it was a dream come true. I even gained weight. You get, when it was a 3-roomed house, a sitting room, a bedroom for me, and like a bedroom for the kids. And it was like a dream come true. Like I gained weight, I looked nice. And then along the way, the house became ordinary, the neighborhood became and then I wanted to go and build in some place. I built a bigger house, and then I did that. And then along the way, then for you, it becomes like, okay, it becomes ordinary. And along the way, that's how it has been with all the cars. It becomes ordinary with time. Katuoraba, I like the Crown, but I can't say it's my dream car. I like the Mercedes Benz, but it's not my dream car because I can actually buy Mercedes-Benz if I want, but I know that with time, it will become ordinary, and whatever troubles that come with that car, it will be you who faces the troubles, or nobody will care. Yet majority of the time when someone buys what they think is their dream car, they are buying it for, okay, now I have this car. I have to know I have this car. And some people buy it for the community to see, and at the end of it all, what is it for? So anyway, I no longer have a dream car. Now, why was I saying let's be realistic? You guys, and I started with the point of saying that I have a little understanding of cars. I've driven cars since I was 20 years, and every year I've been driving about 4 cars personally. I think this is the first time I'm driving a car for a long time. I've driven that Corolla for 2 years, and I increase fitness. And even when I get the temptation to buy another car, I think I'm okay. Kati mazovuga muravu feno nenywa amafuta nga bweganywa ngamba mama nyabo Corolla yange nga ya mulembe. But anyway, being realistic, normally when I come here and I tell you the prices of cars, I come here and I tell you how you can make money out of your car. You remember there's a broadcast that we did on how someone can make money using their car, and Uber one was one of those last things I talked about, and I talked about it. It's like it cannot make money, right? But my mate got a Fielder at was it? Yeah. Fielders are very, very expensive. Yeah, it's a good deal. I can't say it wasn't. If he sees it's a good deal, then it was. So I come here and I tell you businesses you can do with your personal car. I also tell you, we always prioritize what turning a blind eye on the needs. Yes, Antonio, we prioritize wants. And I think that's where I think I'm matured now. I think I know what I need and what I want, and I intentionally ignore what I want currently. And I take my time while deciding what I want. So I tell you prices of cars, guys, here. The thing that we have as an advantage on this channel is that we can talk freely. Omusipi gwange ogwo mugumanyi mwagala kunkabya mumanje nvudde n'omusipi gwange. Anyway, we can talk freely here without fear of judgment. That's why sometimes we argue here when we have a back and forth in comments, and then I talk. And that's why I want to badly start this podcast. They are painting my my studio right now, and next week it should be ready. So I normally tell you prices of cars here, and you guys take it for granted. Last year, as the year was ending, remember we started this broadcast as the year was ending. I told you about how you can get the Ipsum at 5 million, 5.5. Sijaji chusa Antonio seatbelt yange okay. Very cool. You are bad influence, you guys. You are bad influence. Mavoga Jet Center morning. You guys are bad influence. How do you tell someone who has come from far with this seatbelt to change it? Yeah. So anyway, when the year was ending, 2022, I talked about prices of cars at that time. I think I did that broadcast at the beginning of November. And we talked about the car prices. And I used to tell you at 5 to 6 million, you can get Ipsum, you can get a Primo, you can get Gaia. I didn't say Nadia though. I said you could get a Mark II Musota. There are plenty of cars that I talked about in that price range. Then I talked about cars 8 million and below. Then I talked about cars 10 million and below. And when the year 2023 started, the story totally changed. Why? Prices of cars went way up. Now, the prices of cars are influenced majorly by the importation of new cars. When the new cars that are being imported are expensive, definitely the cars on the ground will also be expensive. Why? Arthur will not sell his Corolla if the money you're giving him for his Corolla is doesn't help him get another car. So that's why people that have good old cars don't sell. They don't sell. Why? Akubamu akafananyi. Now if I sell my car at 10 million, can I get a car that is in the same condition at 10? And they can't. And that's when they decide to not sell. So because the new cars are expensive, even old cars are expensive, and that's influenced by the prices of the new cars. So now, one thing we need to understand is, if you have 5 million, if you have 6 million, your options are very, very limited. Your options are very limited. Actually, if you have 10 million, don't be too picky. I'll be very honest. If you have 10 million, don't be too picky. Esawe no muntu ayinza okugezaako kubeera picky, muntu alina million 16, not even 15, 16, 17. Because at 15 years, you'll get the cars that you can get at 17, but they may not be in very good condition. The Mark II is not cheap. It has the value that it needs to have. Sulaiman. The Mark II has the value that it ought to have. It's not cheap. If you find a Mark II that is cheap, check it extra times. Yeah. So, omuntu alina million 17 kati yasobola okuba a little picky. Someone yesterday texted me and they said, Arthur, I think I've not even answered this person. Yeah, but I answered. He said he wants to buy a Mark X UB series at 13 million. You see now all these ideas that we have in our minds, that normally when you make, because 13 million is a lot of money. Now when you have 13 million, you think because it's a lot of money in cash, it should get you a car that is over how. So someone I don't know where jana million 10 ngayagala wish ninga kati mutu nulira bwenti ne muga soko mpe zange za pre-purchase inspection because kakati yali amazo tula mu motoka yange. I continuously tell you the prices of cars on this channel, but someone goes ahead to come ready to buy a wish at 10 million. Nzenga lwaki soka nenske anagange. So I pulled that car money. And the next thing that was off, and I'm using this person so that we learn. The next thing that was off with this person is that he wanted to do Uber with the wish. Okay. Now, this person had called me a few days ago, not ready for pre-purchase inspection, but asking me if he could get a wish at 10 million. And I told him, you can't get a wish at 10 million. You can't. The wish you would get at 10 million, Jakubanga, it's an accident car with a bad engine, bad gearbox, bad interior. Everything will be bad. But even that bad wish, it's very hard to get it at 10. So this guy comes there with 10 million, wants to buy a wish. And I told him you can't get a wish at 10 million. You can get a wish ngabaji kuoze. But I was realistic. I told him, if you're going to be doing Uber, don't borrow. Don't get a car on credit. Uber will not be able to pay that credit. And I told him point blank, because nzikatisira bansonga lwaki nkulimba ogenda olowooze nti oguze moroka 3 months down the road bajunone. So I told him, why don't you, with your 10 million, buy a car that you can afford? You could probably get a Vitz. You could get, and then we talked about the Vista. Vista it's a 1,800cc. But the Vista was, at 10 million, it's very hard to get a car that is as mint as the doctor's car. Of course, Dr. Katinaku engaged atambula Moroka ministry, but it's a service. So, of course, you need to do service. But AC akola the interior, banange visitors bana interior. Whoa. AC works, inamu bubolo joint obokola akola mu wansao, wakitegeera. But he didn't, it's 1,800cc. And I was asking him, okay, if you're going to buy a wish that is 2,200cc, Kati, why would you be scared of a 1.8? And of course, he brought someone else to check for him. And I told them, you make some calls to some more brokers, we go look at the cars. And apparently, because me, I told them, when I look at something that is nice, because And he said, let me go and think about it. And he hasn't gotten back to me. So, but I told him to still make some phone calls with brokers. So I'm waiting for his phone call. Okitegeera lwaki tewamukoona engolo munange customer ye mukamaawo. Now there is no smoke where there is no smoke without fire. Why am I saying that? It's that I'm really passionate about cars and I do quite some good research. Okitegeera I can't come and repeat the same thing over and over and over and over again. Gwe nolowooza nti nze musiru gwe olw'okuba olina millions 12 ogenda kujja ogambe Arthur. You remember this guy oba bali bamuyitaani yagamba Arthur kankuweereza naago nnoonyeza espace yo new model ku million 12. Okitegeera there are things that would be a miracle to happen. It would be a miracle. Okitegeera there are things that would be a miracle, and you have to do this and avoid being cheated. Avoid being cheated, because the more you want very cheap things, the more you're going to get cheated. Mujukira abanuwa bali bagenda okubba bali bagenda okugula n'owenzibe. Okitegeera. And this happens to people. It's just that when things like this happen to people, they are in shock. Babeda shocked to the extent that they fear to even talk about it. They can never share that story. It has to take some time. They have to recover. They have to get back. They have to get some more money. Olabanga Council Yunus how he shared how he was being cheated. It's after he got some money, bought a new car, Ochitegeera, life got back to normal, that he could actually share this story. Ochitegeera, I don't want anyone from this channel to actually go through that, so that then you can share 5 years from now. Motomere. Ochitegeera. A car, for example, people text me every day and they ask me, Arthur, which bonds can I go to look? Which bonds can I go to look for cars? And I normally tell people, I don't recommend a bond for used cars. Why? All those guys are just businessmen. You have to walk 3 shops to see if the price is fair, and then you buy from the person that was nice to you. Otherwise, they are all going to be nice to you. But all these guys are business people. Ajagenda asubule moroka ku million 18 ayagala gitunda 24. Gojango ina 24. Ajazitwala. He will make sure atwala izo millions 24 because it makes business sense to him. For him, it doesn't matter whether you save money. It doesn't matter whether the car has work to be done. He would want to take that money. Okitegeera. Morning Arthur, 20 million nafuna field inungi, 20 million. Don't be picky about the number plate though. And at 20 million, I would also advise that you don't be too picky about the model. 2010. Don't be also picky about the model of the car. You just be picky about the condition, because at 20 million, everything should still be functioning. That car the car basically has to be in good condition at 20 million. That's where you're going to get the trouble. 2010 2008 you can get a 2004 2005 number plate same currency, because those cars they have a very very high resale. And you don't want to knock. Someone used that statement on WhatsApp with me. So you don't want to knock. So guys, I'm doing a very short broadcast today because, well, I'm holding the phone in my hands. It's not very comfortable. And also, but I want to ask this doctor a question. Podcasting in a mubuza. Watch kasi nafa basajja tufuna bacterial infection. Banke wedde gulombo nyina bacterial infection. Bacterial infection siza abakazi n'abaana. Mbonanga enjirina. I'm actually thinking of omusawo agicreating if abasajja omusajja owechi wagunganze be bacterial infection kitaika kati wa 9 times okukidza abazungu bagala kutta Abafirika. Abazungu bagala kutta Abafirika, bagala kututta tugwewo basanyuke kati baleta bacterial infection. Omusajja olwalota bacteria, abasajja tulwa malaria, typhoid, ebirwadde ebyamaanyi ebyo ebizito, typhoid. kirwadde kyawe kirali kiri typhoid ndoza yewaamaanyi okitegeera. So I'm a little weak, but I couldn't miss this broadcast. This is like, it revitalizes my morning bwe mmala okukola broadcast. Ekibi kiri kimu nti njikoze ndi waka ate bwe mmala ngenda vuga kilomita 39 nga sirina kyenkola nga nvuga buvuzi nga nvuga emmoloka nga njituna ku geji bwe nywa amafuta. Bannange, you people, if you can avoid an EFI car, avoid it. At 16 million, can I get a good new road to water, field to water? Yes, you can, Solomon. But Solomon, emboroke yenywa emboroke yenywa road to water, field to water. Why don't you buy the new one AZ? Lwaki togula eyo emmotoka eyo, the new 2004, 2005, 2003? It might be a better option because it has a VVTi engine. The road to water, field to water, enyona okusinga rafatira fo mpulira njikaaba. Yeah, this thing can drink fuel. They constructed, bana ya wazungu, I think ubaba bedawo nga banoonya byakola sente zibatawanya butawanya. Na if bana batwetted the bacteria, like, how does a man have a bacterial infection? I have my brother-in-law, he got a bacterial infection and he was even home for 2 weeks, and I'm asking myself, how does a man get sick and even stays home for 2 weeks? Mbunga bamutaddeko kanyula ali ku macupa. Nze bwe bananzisa ku macupa mbunendwala ne bateka ku chupa. I will even write my will because bwe banteka ku macupa. Your question, okay, let me find it. EFI sinagiwona ojagiwona 3 years mpola mpola naye kati nze walaba Antonio, where I live, the place where I live, you cannot manage an EFI car. You have to get VVTi and you have to get 1.5cc and below some where possible. I've been considering getting a Noah for business. Na imam, no way wadelimu wanu SZ. I'm rethinking it because my distance. Of course, the Noah. Why I'm telling this guy to buy a Noah new model, because the kilometer, a liter for that new model goes for at least 10 kilometers. We buy in good condition, so it can go up to 13, which is a little fair. But still, bacterial infection is a blanket statement to imply so many things. It's not a proper diagnosis because it's not non-specific. But Dr. Jonathan, why are they keeping telling us bacterial infection? Is it because they don't have laboratory? The laboratory is to test specific things, or why it would be more expensive to test specific things? Because I was feeling really bad yesterday. Really bad. Ila doctor ngenda kutegekera ebibuzo ku podcast ejja biwulira. Arthur, I told you last time, no drank fuel, no wakana. Kato no enywa. Kati when we were building my home here, I had a relative yali ina no eyo. Ngampya UAY yajijire Japan. Ninga mbupya bwali yalitajivuga na jivuga ebiranga mu garage. Niba aba nga tuveka wempe paka wano mitwale ejo n'okuddayo. With blood, which blood group are you? Nze I'm O+. I'm O+. Hunter. O+ fetwa soka munsi. We are the Vikings of the world. Let me find your question, funny lifestyle. Funny lifestyle. No question. Funny lifestyle. I don't see your question. On my end, I can't see your question, funny lifestyle. I can't see your question. I thought you always skip my question. I don't see your question, fine lifestyle. Ezo zi bacterial infection nzitya, cause now my daughter ayirivye na you. By the way, no, but Antonio, for the kids, I've found that giving them some nutritional supplements helps. Help. Zabana bangi balinga na balwala bi infection yebyo na ye. I started getting them some supplements mpola. Tebalwala. Ate with supplement yobo bwala isi. Antonio. Hey, we are the zinjathropus. Actually, O+ people are supposed to be lifting weights all the time. Kuba fe twabedanga mu kutambulanga tuyiga mpologoma. Okitegera bana abalimbu busimanya ABA. Bano bapya bakajja. Coming up with a proper diagnosis come all the way from history, examination, and lab investigation. Failing to come up with a specific diagnosis usually happens when you skip one of those steps. ane kati doctor abasawo baffe ab'ennaku zino bano. Me, I remember I went to that thingy Wanda clinic eyo Wanda hospital eyo Matuga eyo bali bagenda nakunzitira omwana. They treated typhoid ng'omwana talina typhoid bamutadde ku macupa ennaku 3 omwana tawona. Tudde ewaka omwana n'agetinga worse. Ngino omuntu ala ku clinic wano ng'omwana tabadde na typhoid. I think oba something, it was something very simple because bamukuba n'empiseemu n'aterera n'addamu n'azanya. Ninga omwana tumaze ennaku 3 ali ku kitanda abeera bw'ati, and they took a lot of my money. Kati simanyi nakumanya oba abasawo batafaayo oba laabu zaffe zembi. Dr. Jonathan simanyi nakumanya, simanyi kitutuukako, but anyway, there is no smoke without fire. Ekyo njagala mbeere nga mukimanyi. Bw'ogenda mu field okunoonya emmotoka ne bakubba, by the way, Arthur, you're going to teach me how to set the car so that I know specifically how many kilometers it takes. That's very simple. So it's very simple. Ate nemuzine emmotoka enkadde kiraga, nemuzine emmotoka enkadde kiraga, tekiraga muziri emmotoka empya zokka. Emmotoka kasita ate ino mpyapyapyamu emmotoka olabako akantu ako, that's 32 kilometers. That's trip B. Erina trips B, erina trip A, eyo trip A. Kati bw'oba oteekamu amafuta onyiga, of course erina gye bayita odometer yeeyo, then trip A. Kati bw'oba oyagala you go to trip A, then noka pressing long enough ne kaddayo ku 0. Kati oba otandise okubala. Kati but me I'm using trip A, trip B. So that's how you reset, not okubala. Ogenda ovuga kinnuwakyo kikuwuute naawe okiwulire. Ndeka tonjogeza bingi, but I advise you to only go to reputable hospitals. They might cost you, but you will not regret it. It would even be better if you had a personal doctor. Dr. Jonathan. Personal doctor. Tebalinga ba personal lawyer. Retainer fee. Kati no doctor tekigana kwogera n'otubulira amazima ne tumanya. It's a very good thing ne tuba nga tumanya ki Arthur, my daughter gye yali teyafuna proper treatment which led to a heart issue. Right now ali ku life heart treatment ye mulago. Man, sorry about that. Every month she receives nga kibi ekyo Antonio, sorry about that. Antonio, gwe tegeka ekibuuzo kyo naawe tujja kubuuza ku dokita negwe nga naye ate Dr. Kiwanuka, even those big hospitals zirubaga zaali nazo zidiagnosing a bacterial infection. Okimanyi nazo zidiagnosing a bacterial infection. Kati I'm asking myself, why does every hospital now diagnose bacterial infection? And how do I avoid the bacterial infection diagnosis? Where can I go nebalabira dda kyekintawanya? Because bino ebintu byo, the last time wagira bacterial infection basooka ne bampa empeke ne zikola ki ne zigaana, then ne bankuba empiso. Awo Emma bwe yaŋŋamba ngende neekebeze siriimu. Emma yagenda okulaba ndwala siwona n'aŋŋamba mbu ngende bankebere siriimu. Man. Olaba ate Antonio omwana wo bw'alwala naawe tosobola kuba bulungi, owulira nga obulamu bwo bwennyini tebuli bulungi. Yabiri 5 weeroboza naye weeroboza mu nkadde, togenda mu bondi teziri mu 38 kati. Yabiri 5 weeroboza baaba. Era sinyo. Weeroboza naye era sinyo. Emma nzije WhatsApp message ng'amba genda bakebere. Emma yangamba. Emma yangamba mbu naye oba ogende bakebere ng'olwala nnyo neeraliikiriza podcast starting leero mmeka leero 5th 15th tujja batutandika tujja kufuna podcast yaffe esooka ku 15th podcast yaffe etandika 15th but Dr. Jonathan kakati omuntu how do we avoid that general bacterial infection diagnosis because buli wamu bagigaba buli wamu n'amalwaliro amanene g'otwala nti manene nago gagaba gundi. When you're sick, check malaria, then typhoid. If okay, then do CBC. Malaria bamukebedde nga taliimu ne bakebera typhoid nga taliimu n'alitaka akantu ka bacterial infection n'akandaga n'okandaga. Angamba, you have a bacterial infection. I think all hospitals almost have the same tests. Okitegeera nti they put your blood on that test thing and it's like the HIV thing. Tebikyali complicated, bateka kali akananka ni kalaga obulaini. But the bacterial infection has those things that are circles. Arthur, you know I'm your guardian angel. I had to think outside the box. Kituufu. Ndi mulamu nnyo. Era kati nina ebintu bya bacterial infection bino. Nze ga nina amaanyi gange asula aguuma. Kati bacterial infection nsanga yeeva ku ki? Arthur, one doctor made an X-ray check-up and lied to me that I have bronchitis. He put me on medication, but when I went to another doctor in Wandega, he told me the other guy needed to be arrested. Ichichatuka ku mutabani wange Abani ku Wanda. Eddwaliro lye bayita Wanda eri Matugero. Kale nawulira obusungu. And I went back to complain, and these guys were telling me tebalina kye bakoze kikyamu. Yet the lab guy told me tebalina test. They don't have an actual test for typhoid. So they don't have an actual test for typhoid. They tested for bacterial infection, and just like that they declared typhoid. Nebatana kukujaja mtano wa typhoid bamutadde ku machupa ningo omwana tawona kale bannange nawulira obusungu. Wali akasawe eyo kakazi keeru nga koogera bubi. It's usually clinics that usually give the diagnosis of bacterial infection. Egundi n'amalwaliro munnange kati eddwaliro lye Matuge lirabika ng'eddene. But I've ever been given a bacterial infection ku mukyala wange Rubaga Hospital. So that's why I'm saying, Dr. It's a little very common now for guys to say bacterial infection. Nze olumu manyi n'okubuuza abasawo bacterial infection yaki, which bacteria? But somehow abasawo bw'obabuuza bw'otyo bakulaba ng'omuntu wa Google, bakulaba ng'ow'olugezigezi, okitegeera. Arthur, just by the way, do you know about forex trading? No, funny lifestyle, I don't. I wish I knew. It seems like people make money out of those things. Because the doctor in Wandega proved to me that I have never worked in dangerous smokes. No way I can suffer from that. True, the only test that has been proven to diagnose typhoid is blood culture, and it's quite cumbersome and slow, so it's better to manage clinically. Anti doctor olaba omwana wange yali ajja nakunfaako. Omwana yatuuka nga tategeerekeka. Nenga naye let me get a second opinion. Ngendo otuuka ne bakebera the doctor yakebera omwana the second time yaŋŋamba the test I'm doing omune waba yalina typhoid 2 weeks ago tumulaba nti yali mukko. Okitegeera n'agikola and the boy had never had typhoid. Like ewaffe nga era bwe baŋŋamba typhoid because I know for someone to get typhoid olina okuba nga waliddemu ku bucaafu. You eat feces to get typhoid. And we are so and at his school at Ebo. Okitegeera. So I was actually surprised that he had typhoid. Later on, we realized he didn't have typhoid. Arthur, let me see. If you had to choose between your Corolla and a brand new Sienta, what would you choose? Kubanga Sienta and it has some nice fuel consumption. If it's a brand new Sienta, I would choose, but embozi wait here is embozi sinungi. because I can't buy a brand new Sienta now. Of course I would take a brand new Sienta, which take it, but my Corolla is a hardcore. Is a more case in PI, their bodies are fragile, but I would take a brand new Sienta definitely. Arthur, Babili Feka, me and Arthur, Chachi, the hunters. When you pay consultation fee, you have the right to ask all the questions you want. We have a patient chatter, by the way. Dr. Jonathan, I've been to even the big hospitals, Mengo, Rubaga. Okay, those are the hospitals I normally go for because abana bange babazalira Rubaga. But all the doctors ombuze ebibuzo natandika okutunuulira ati ngayagala omuviire. Nze obu clinics nabuvaako, even when your baby laughs, they can tell you ayinamuka infection. Nedda Maximian. Abo baba babbi bubbi. Blood culture takes 3 to 14 days to do. No one does it. They usually do widow and antibody test, which are now outdated. Hey, now I get it. Nchirabye wamma. Nchirabye doctor. Nchirabye. Ekitegeeza nene ya typhoid yakoze yakwerabisa bwerabisa. Antonio Corolla Kabarasi. Corolla yange ate kati nyogodo kinavuze ravu feno nenywa. Ngeringa gye batumye nti geno nnyo ku sente za Athos malewo. Corolla yange ate kati njikoze bumper ate banangamba. But you guys, I warn you again. Overspeeding, the express ticket is 2 million. If you say neda mbade sigira speed ne bakwata ne bakutwala mu court 20 million. Oba nokusiba. So just don't overspeed at any place. Doctor, whatever, even when you just chat here, I learn a lot from you. Kati, you waited when I have you on the podcast. Kati, the same kumanya ebintu bya bacterial infection ebyo nze bintama because I believe a man should not be getting bacterial infections. We are strong people. Kati, Dr. Jonathan, one more question. These guys that then they are diagnosed by bacterial infection, eddagala batwali janja bachi. Dijanji go bacteria zonna. Because now, because the first time, sichagara kuona unase the first time bampe mpeke, nezimira for 4 days nezigano kola tine banza kumpiso. Bageze butedevu kumpiso. Kati eddagala batuwa bijanja bachi. Seatbelt set zina buzibu Antonio. Era ekyo kinasako kwali kukola seatbelt. Mpozi mungambe bugambye ebintu bya binagatta kombijjeko. Ate bivaako. But neba doctor abatulangira obwenzi nga tuladde infection sibangu. Ngoladde infection kibannange. Ze infection z'obwenzi nga sizirwala. Because bacterial infection gye nnyina si ya bwenzi ya musaayi. Dr. Jonathan, I have a very bad experience from Lubaga Hospital. I lost my God, my daughter from there, and those guys failed to give me a clear explanation. Sorry, Mavo Gadget. I'm really sorry about that. That's painful, eh? Bane bagaya balina abaana kye tuba tukola ndoze okutwanguyizaako ku bulamwe abaana mbawe ku supplement. Dr. Jonathan, which supplements do you recommend for kids though? Abaana myaka 3 paka ku myaka nga 6. Abaana bali very delicate. Abaana abataabo babeera very very delicate. Omwana baweze myaka 6 ndowooza kati lwatandika okubeera nga immunity ye ebeegumye bulungi. Nze abange natandika obaawo ku supplement yamanya no sigajjukire. Waliwo obuntu obulinga obujanjaalo obuwoomerera abandi bwali. Buba yambako. Ninga Edwin mulekerawo kutambula mugumire ku bakyala bamwe abewaka bwe mbamu bayina oba ba girlfriend bwe mbamu bayina. You guys mwerabira. Bamama bano bo tebaagala kwambala bagamba kimu nti zibasiiwa. Mbu bayina allergy. Kati gwe kuba mwaka fani bw'aba akikola ku ggwe ate kukuba ayina n'emulala gwe kikolako. Kati olina okwebereramu gwe n'oteekako. Okitegeera. Kuba gwe bw'otaateekeko gwe agenda okulwala. Ate tolaba nti ezo infection ojja kulwala ekiwuka. Kiwuka kiswaza ate kitta ate kiruma bubi nnyo. But there is no smoke without fire. Era omusawo agenda okulangira. It depends on a lot. I can't really know unless I see the prescription. Ataka papula kalese mu nyumba. Kale question Friday nze doctor ngenda kufuna ku podcast nja kubuuza. Bampadde eddagala lyawe erinnya sirijjukira ndijjukira ng'alyogera lyagumu 1000. Buli mpiso yagumu 1000. Ayina kumpa empiso 5. Buli mpiso yagumu 1000. Kyemanyi njogera gumu 1000 ate kyomanyi onaasera ayongera mu nusu nga 1000 bankumi 2 kiteeza buli mpiso yakenda bw'obeera mu kibuga. But I feel better. I think the reason why we ignore, I think Dr. Jonathan, ekintu kye tujja okwogerako podcast, why should someone actually have a personal doctor? Ekyo ekintu kikulu twakulangidde bajja kati nze jjajja wange yali akola mu KCC wazala maama wange bali bamuyita Barnabas Sessanga. And for him, family yayinanga personal doctor. Ye bwe yali nga mulamu ng'abaana be bonna bagenda wa doctor omu. Era abasajja abakulu, for them they used to have personal doctors. I don't know why it has gone down. And probably we should also discuss that on the podcast. Why and how much does it cost for someone to have a family doctor? Katugambe family doctor kati nganze bwendi wano mukyala wange n'abaana bange nga tulina omusawo atukolako. Okitegeera, from newborn up to 8 years abaana abo, their bodies are more than delicate. Doctor, totugambe ku gundi zino supplements tuyinza okuwa kwaba abaana okuyamba ku community zaabwe, because in Uganda we eat food, but one thing I've realized that however much we try as Ugandans tuyinza obutajuza diet bulungi, because in Uganda batukuzanga tulya quantity nti sowaani ejjuleti ne tetulya greens ne kakedo ne kakina tetwabimanyiira ng'abantu. Mukyala wange agezaako okubikola naye era ndaba nga kiba kibulamu. But from the time I started giving my kids supplements, ndaba nga their immunity is a little better. Okitegeera. Ate nga supplement bw'abaana abo tebuba bwa bbeeyo mitwalo 2.3 okitegeera. You go to like First Pharmacy. Obigula. Yeah, but Dr. Jonathan, ekyo ekintu kya family doctor, prepare content on it tujja kukyogerako tulabe, because I realize that we all need omuntu wabanga musawo ba family ngira bwekya abantu bedde banange babanga ne family lawyer ngabeera ne family doctor. Boaz, I am an artist. Nze ndi munnakatemba bye nasomera ddala. I'm an artist and marketer. So first of all nagenda nensoma, my first degree yali mu drama and film. And then because when I was doing drama and film, I was so passionate about marketing. Afterwards, then I went to UMI and did marketing. So I'm a marketer stroke artist. My main gig is performing arts. So I do theater, I do film. Very soon I'm going to have a TV show launch on Pearl Magic in Jakubanji Bagamba, Mujirabe. I had not yet ventured into film because it wasn't really making money, but now it makes sense. So very soon I shot my first TV show. It will be launching on Pearl Magic very soon. I'll tell you the name when the time is right. I'll tell you the time that it's going to be showing. Yeah. So bien single kola, but I'm also a marketer. I help businesses streamline their marketing. Yeah, I help businesses streamline their marketing. Because without marketing, businesses don't move properly. So with business, we are a business inge kutawanya amwe. Yeah, ndi muzibu nnyo. Yeah. But you mumbere mutaniko abatalina Go TV na DSTV kati mubigule. Mukimanye nti your boy has a show. I'm producer director. Sizanya, I think there is an episode where I acted actually. But I'm majorly a producer director. So my show will be live on Pearl Magic probably starting August. It's not July, man, but most definitely August. Just get a supplements with vitamins and trace minerals like zinc, and the trace minerals like zinc, manganese, potassium. But there is no substitute to eating a balanced diet. Kale, thank you very much. Muna doctor tugezako na imna bitawanya muko. After, in order to understand the importance of personal doctor, just relate with the personal mechanic. The advantages are similar. True. Ne Uganda yafe yayononeka anti. Good morning Edgar. Uganda yafe yayononeka abantu babbi. Makanika akubba doctor yetabikola. Oya ne personal mechanic. Natandika kuyiyangiri gyakuyayamu, atandika kuyiyangiri gyakunyangalaza, kakuyiyangiri gyakubba. I think people gave up on that because baloya we babiranga ne ba family lawyer ate ba family lawyer bagala kubba bubbi bintu bya bugagga by'abantu okitegeera kati ate baloya bennaku zino ate bo bayaye nnyo okitegeera. So I think we should actually consider having family doctors. Ano nakulanga wajjajja wange eri emutundu era ng'alina dokita bamuyitanga Aunty Grace nga yajjanjaba abantu bonna abajjajja. Ojjajja mukyala naye ennaku zino tubadde tugenda tubyaba. We will talk about that with doctor. Bana bagayi muzikirize mbasiibule naye mpulira I'm strong so no situlamu ku byuma kati eddagala lyankoledde dokita naye ate otukanze kati bacteria tulina okusoma ku bacteria ezo kubaka kati abasawo baba tebaagala tugafe era bwakugamba you have a bacteria infection ngoze mu listingira bacteria infection yettaka ey'emmere ey'amazzi ey'omu mmotoka nyina bacteria infection ki mumgaye to bacteria infection ki tedi kutubuzaabuza mbu ate bacteria infection just yeah. But doctor, even the big hospitals nazo kati munange reputation yaze egende egwa simanyi lwaki. And the big hospitals you would think they are better. Why? The lab technician is in different, the nurse is different, the doctor is different, and you see a different doctor every time, which is a very good thing. And you get a second opinion. Actually, they are actually paying for it. Actually, let's say our profession is noble and reputations are very important to us. The old doctor ENT is a senior consultant in Mulago. Yankuba bubi nnyo bayanzije Mulago eyo n'antula ku kiriniki ye nanyangalaza. I cannot say his name because I may need him again. He's a senior consultant, very respected. ENT in Mulago. Bamutya n'omutya doctor azaze the senior consultant naye munange yanyangalaza. But I was young nali sibimanyi yanyangalaza nnyo naye I still believe that your profession is noble. Ne kati ati doctor omuntu w'omuntu amufaako ate nemmanga temusobola kunnyonnyola okitegeera. And then the one thing about medicine nti you doctors cannot testify against other doctors. Tosobola kuvaayo n'ogamba doctor eki yakoze tekiriyo in court. Arthur, what business would you start if you had 20 million? Simulopye ba senior consultant Mulago bangi naddala ba ENT era baliyo bangi naye nze jasoyo gwe nafuna yanyangalaza 20 million shillings. Which business? Of course I'll not use all the 20 million. At 20 million personally, because mina business kati ze ntegeera new business ya performing arts. At 20 million shillings I would invest in a TV show. I would get a very good writing team. I would get a good team to perform, and I would shoot a pilot. It would not even take 20 million. I would use about 10, and then I would pitch it to a content buyer. Very good. I would pitch content buyer, and for you to learn more, you inbox me on the WhatsApp. Personally, that's what I would do. That's what I would do because nze ebikati byentegeera nze sikyategeera bintu byakamukamu sibitegeera nti nguze chupa z'amazzi 10 ebyo sibitegeera bulungi. Nze ntegeera marketing, performing arts, ebyo nsinga okutegeera. Oba ekirala kye nnyinza okukola, of course it makes very very small money but it's secured money. It depends on how much you need money. Naye bw'oba teweetaaga sente za wamu I would invest in those government bonds. Okitegeera, I just put my money there and I wait at the end of the year and I get my clean money. Is very, because right now I find that business is unpredictable in Uganda. Okitegeera, abaana atandika business ne million 15 omwaka gugenda okugwako nga business eri million 7. Okitegeera, nenga omubuuza zizo naje ziraze nga talabayo. The taxes are too much. The economy is not good, but customer nabo tebalabika. Okitegeera. About family doctors, mostly of them involved in love affairs of people's wives and teen girls. Those are Ochiraba Dr. Jonathan. Mu copyright ojogera ko choliwa federation owa. I personally think copyright has a long way to go. Right now, you have to fight. Of course, me, I have a lawyer, so I have paperwork for everything. So right now, all those associations are not going to help anyone. Because nabo bakyalwanagana. And I'll tell you that copyright is nothing without government input. What Dr. Hilderman is doing in parliament is good. Without the parliament passing a law and government implementing it, fe bino byonna byonna byetukola ebbali nga ba artist tebirina kye bituyamba. Okitegeera. The government has to be helpful first of all. Yeah, so without the government, one thing people don't understand is the government. Politics does a lot. Mark, Funny Lifestyle, Mark has said, invest in a high-paying career and skill yourself. That's important, by the way. That's how I went back to study marketing at UMI, and I made all my money back in 6 months. Where do you get your doctors? Most of the things you are saying are unbelievable. I think they're unbelievable because you, Dr. Chiwanuka Gwenga Gwetobikola, but people say people do those things. My mind tells Arthur would by accident. No, I wouldn't, Maximian. You remember, I don't know, there is a video I saw of this guy, this motivational speaker. Yabadaga mambo okutunda ente n'okugula ente n'okutunda is a gamble. Ne moroka kyekimu. Ebyo bintu by'ogula emmoroka ezenkadde mubirekere bamakanika. Obirekera bamakanika. Gwe nga atali mu kintu ekyo atali makanika bijja kukusala. Why? When you get a car that is not in good condition, the mechanic, first of all, ajja kunyangalaza. He will steal from you as much as possible. Okitegeera. And at the end of the day, you would want to sell that car, not make money out of it. If you're the kind of person that thinks of buying and selling cars, buy new cars. What you would do probably is import your own car from Japan. If you have like 40 million, import 2 cars that are, and know the value here, know they are selling them at 26 probably, and make sure you can import it at 20, make it ready, put new tires and all that, and then sell at 24. So you're below the market value, then you can make money. But you buying old cars, that's not something I would not recommend anyone do. I wouldn't. Arthur, before you go, which fuel do you advise someone to use? Shell and Total. Shell and Total. All the others I don't know. All the others, if they want me to recommend them, they should give me money. Shell and Total. Mostly Shell. For oil, right now, Shell has been faked. Only fake was Shell Munji. Because I think most people have been using Shell. But Total is safe. Yeah, kamba sibule bagayi bange. Dr. Bambi webale nnyo. Otusomesezza nno. Otusomesezza. Nina fe tukulaze ebyo bade. Yes, that guy Newton. Yeah. Kati ne moroka enkadde is a gamble. Bwe oyagala kugula moroka nga bw'otunda, oleme kola loss. Paso kati go 1 million abiri because paso bagituna million nga 2.3 mu bond. Kigeeza etukira wano million nga 19 kwa 2. So you can import that. Make sure you save a lot of money when you import it. Then go ngo gitunda million nga 2 so that your car is cheaper than the bonds. Ochiteye ojja kuba okola sente if you want to do cars. But normally when people have capital and they want to do business, I normally tell you, do a business that you have done before and you understand. Kati nze business zisitegira siziteeka mu sente. Kati olaba nga Dr. Jonathan tasobola kwata sente ze okujja nga investinze mu real estate, tasobola kwata sente ze n'asala ndiboota because tazimanyi era bwafuna sente ze, it's the medical field gy'amanyira gy'abagenda okuinvestingamu. Probably agenda mu scan ebintu bya simanya biki oba agula pharmacy because that's the business he understands. Okitegeera noba nga togambolinga. Nelson Chobe webalekeera, Richard, Martha, Abby, Jerome, Salmin, Boaz, Innocent, ngenda genda ndabe kyenkolera omusipi gwange bamugwogeredde nnyo. Funny Lifestyle, Antonio, King Daniels, Eric, Chris Fitness, Mavo Gadget Center, Sulaiman, Ben Kako, Dr. Jonathan, Emma, yes, Solomon Buyinza, Maximian, Adrian Mugerwa, bana bale nnyo input ya leero. I'm thinking yes, ne bwoba toyize nnyo ku mmotoka leero olina kyoyizeeyo wano mu discussion ya leero. Bwoba tolina kyoyizeeyo genda olye vitamin. Mark W, Nuwagaba Edgar. Yes, thank you very much for being engaging today. Namwe abali mu Kamoli, I don't take you for granted. Thank you very much for being here. Boaz, you can always trust Total. The Excelinium fuel is good. Same Rubis uses. Hey, Rubis akwesa Excelinium nayo. Yes, good morning. Live life, UG. Raymond. Yeah, thank you for coming. Bana mwe bale nyo kubeerawo. Very true. Do invest in what you are experienced in. That's why I always invest in Ndibota. Kubozi tegera. Antonio, njagala onguze ye Ndibota. Ozireetera obondagira wenfugenzi njagala kusala yo Ndibota. Njagala kusala ye Ndibota ya jeans, nsala yo ne ya t-shirt. Nze engoye zammwe empya sikyazisobola. Nsala Ndibota nge nzijamu essaati zenjagala, nsala Ndibota nzijamu empale zenjagala, endala nenzitunda nenzijayo sente zange ze nazisuubudde. Antonio, twenoonyeko ku WhatsApp. Njagala t-shirt first class kati. Njagala n'empale first class. Hey. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. Don't forget, I do pre-purchase inspection if you're going to buy a car. Great risk cars are great earners. Morning though, I'm late today. Yeah, people that take risk, but even when you're taking a great risk, it's better. It's better to take a great risk in a field that you understand, because math or mugatai. There is this lady I've been reading about. Yakola an African brand ali in the US, I think. Nga bakola engoye z'abakazi za African wear. Netuuka ng'ekola sales a lot. I think she was making about 500,000 sales a month. 500,000 pounds. Omuya inajja n'agimubbako because yali tategeera business. So it's important that you understand business. Gy'oteekamu sente. Miliyoni agabiri bw'ogassa mu kintu ky'otategeera gafa bubi. Naye ate bw'ogassa mu kintu ky'otegeera osobola okukola miliyoni ana in 6 months okitegeera. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be healthier tomorrow. Era nkyajja kuba mu Corolla yange. Nze zino lava sizisobola. Emmoloka enywa amafuta eringa gye batumye genda omwavu waze. Nze nsala z'abaana. Kale bagayi bange mbeere bulungi. Mukama abankumbire. I'll see you tomorrow 7:15 a.m. Ciao.